Today, we're jumping into one of the most powerful stories ever told. It seems like a simple tale about farming, but it's actually an incredible guide to the human heart. It's a metaphor that helps explain why the same idea can land so differently with different people. So let's get into it. Here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll set the scene and hear the story itself. Then we'll decode what all the symbols actually mean. After that, we'll look closely at the 4 different kinds of soil. And to wrap it all up, we'll talk about some real-world lessons for cultivating our own hearts. All right, so I want you to picture this. We're on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. There's a huge crowd gathered. You've got farmers, merchants, people who are just curious, and they're all listening to Jesus, who's speaking from a boat just a little way out from the shore. He starts telling a story about something they all know inside and out: a farmer, a field, and the simple hope for a good harvest. And it all begins with these simple words. You can just imagine this farmer walking his field, arms swinging back and forth, scattering seeds. But here's the thing. Where that seed lands, well, that changes everything. So first up, some of the seed just lands on the hard-packed dirt path next to the field. It can't sink in, it just sits right there on the surface. And, well, before you know it, birds swoop down and gobble it up. Gone. It never even had a chance to start. Then you've got some seed that falls on rocky ground. There's a little bit of dirt, but not much. And at first, it looks great. It sprouts super fast, this little burst of green life. But there's a problem. There's no room for roots to go down deep. So as soon as that hot sun comes out, the little plant just withers and dies. Okay, scenario number 3, some seed lands where there are a bunch of thorns and weeds. And this seed actually starts to grow. It develops, it looks promising, but it's in a fight for survival. The thorns are growing right alongside it, and they're bigger, stronger, they steal all the sunlight, all the water, until the good plant is just completely choked out. But finally, and this is the good part, some of the seed lands on good, rich soil, the kind the farmer worked hard to prepare. Here, the seed sinks in deep, grows strong roots, and becomes this healthy, thriving plant that produces an amazing harvest. We're talking 30, 60, even 100 times more than what was planted. So after telling this story, Jesus ends with this really intriguing line: "He who has ears, let him hear." Now that's our cue. He's basically saying, hey, this isn't just about farming. This whole story is a metaphor for something much, much deeper. And now we get to figure out what that is. So to really unlock what's going on in this story, we have to decode the 3 big symbols: the seed, the sower, and the soil. Once we know what each of these represents, the whole thing just clicks into place. Okay, here's the cheat sheet. The seed isn't a literal seed. It's any message of truth or wisdom. The sower, that could be anyone who shares that message: a teacher, a friend, a book you read. But the most important one is the soil. The soil represents the condition of our own heart, our own mind. And notice the really big idea here: the seed and the sower are constant. The variable in the equation is us. All right, let's dig into the first 2 types of soil. These are the ones where the message ultimately doesn't make it. We're talking about the path, the unreceptive heart, and the rocky ground, which is the unstable heart. First, we have the path. This is the hardened heart. This is somebody who hears the message, but it just bounces right off. Their mind is totally closed off, maybe because of cynicism or pride, or maybe they've been hurt before. The truth just sits on the surface, and so it's super easy for any little doubt or distraction to come along and just snatch it away. Then there's the rocky ground, which represents the shallow heart. This person gets so excited at first, they hear the message and have this huge emotional response, but it's all on the surface. There are no deep roots of conviction. So, you know what happens? The second a real challenge comes along or things get tough, that initial joy just fades away, and they're out. So what's the key difference between these 2? It's pretty simple, actually. With the hardened heart, the path, the message is never let in. It's like a locked door. But with the shallow heart, the rocky ground, the message gets in, but only on an emotional surface level. One is a brick wall, the other is a shallow puddle. Now we get to the last 2 soils, and this is where it gets even more fascinating. Because in both of these scenarios, the seed actually starts to grow, but the inner environment of the heart leads to completely different results. We're looking at the divided heart versus the devoted heart. The thorny ground. This is the distracted heart. And man, is this one relatable for us today. The message takes root, it starts to grow, but so does everything else. thorns of life start growing right alongside it, worrying about bills, chasing a promotion, the endless busyness, the desire for more stuff. Our heart gets divided, and all these other things compete for attention until the good, meaningful growth gets choked out. It's still there, but it's not bearing any fruit. And that brings us to the goal, the good soil, the receptive heart. This person doesn't just hear the message. They listen, they try to understand it, they accept it, and this is the most important part, they act on it. They let that truth sink down deep and actually change how they think and live. The result? An incredible harvest of good things, like a stronger character, more wisdom, and a real positive impact on others. So when you put these two side by side, the difference is crystal clear. In the distracted heart, growth gets suffocated by all the competition from the world. But in the receptive heart, that same growth is nurtured. It's given focus and undivided attention, and that's what allows it to truly flourish. Now here's the best part. This parable isn't just about putting people into 4 boxes. It's a call to action. It suggests that our soil isn't fixed. We can actually work on it. So let's wrap this up with 5 key lessons we can use to start cultivating the soil of our own hearts. Okay, lesson 1. Realize that your own receptiveness is the most important part of the equation. 2. Go for depth. Move past those initial emotional highs and build a foundation of real conviction. 3. You have to actively guard against distractions. Those thorns today are things like our phones, the pressure to always be busy, endless notifications. We have to weed them out. 4. The goal is fruit. Real change is proven by how our character is transformed. And finally, number 5, and this is everything, knowing something isn't enough. You have to apply it. So that leaves us with a really personal question to think about. What are the thorns that might be choking out growth in your life? Is it worry? Is it ambition? Is it just the constant noise of the world? It's a tough question, but a really important one. But you know, this whole parable ends on such a hopeful note. It tells us that with a little intention, with some focus, and with perseverance, any of us can cultivate a heart that's ready to receive truth, and in the end, produce an incredible, meaningful harvest in our lives and for the people around us.